In this video, I will show you how to understand the feedback that I give you in my course. Whenever you make grammatical or spelling mistakes, I will be using short little codes to point out where you have made errors in your writing. Using Google Docs, I'm going to leave you notes that refer to your specific words, phrases, or sentences. And without further ado, let's jump into what that looks like. You all now have access to this list of codes. The codes are here on the left-hand side, the SP, the WF, the WC, and we go down through the end here. Make sure that you have this list accessible when you look at my feedback. As much of my grammar feedback will be simply to inform you that there is an error somewhere in your writing. I will highlight that error and put in one of these codes. I'm going to avoid giving you the correct answer, whether that's the correct spelling or the correct grammar. It's on you to look back at your assignments, to look at my feedback, see what kinds of specific things you've messed up on, and to make the correction. If I did that for you, you're going to learn nothing. Now I'm going to walk you through what this looks like. What I expect you to do, especially the first few times that you see my feedback, especially these little codes, is to have this worksheet, this code sheet, open and available. You're not going to be able to just guess at what I mean, and a lot of you probably need review on what a lot of these terms are referring to. Here is an example piece of writing that might look something like one of the assignments that I give you. Once you turn it in, you'll see that I will quickly go through it, and you'll see either highlighted text or you're going to see green text. Green text are suggestions that I make. Here's just a random little bit of green text. Pay attention to that as well. Today we're focusing more on the highlighted bits because the highlighted bits are going to pretty frequently refer you back to these grammar codes. If you see over here on the right hand side, you'll look and you'll see the comments that I make. Here's how this is going to work. As I come upon each highlighted word or phrase, such as this, we're going to come over and see what that highlighted word refers to. In this case, features is referred to the SP comment. You'll notice that when you click on the highlight, it'll literally call out that comment and make it obvious what comment is linked to what highlighted word. Same thing with quick. If I come over here, quick is highlighted WF over here. You'll see that we're essentially going through each grammar point chronologically. We're going to start at the top. We're going to work our way down. I purposefully wrote this piece in a way that takes us down through this list. Let's get started. The verse of the song Humble by Kendrick Lamar features a driving beat. I click on features, it tells me SP. SP is a spelling error. When you come to this grammar point page, you'll see that I've provided an explanation. SP means the word is misspelled. Here's an example in parentheses. Instead of misspelled, you would need to correct it to misspelled. In this case, I'm going to correct features, the spelling, and once I've corrected it, I can either resolve it, which means hide this comment so it's not all up in my text anymore, or if you're unsure what I mean, you could always write a reply. What do you mean? And you can talk to me in these comments. For now, I'm just going to go through and correct all of these. So we've got that corrected. The beat is carried forward by a simple melody that makes the listener want to bob their head quick to the music. I click on quick, I come over here to the right to the comments, word form. It's the incorrect word form, such as big to bigger. Here, I noticed really quickly that I needed to have the adverb form. The listener wants to bob their head quickly to the music. Now I've corrected the word form. Let's move on. The cacophony established by the interplay of the beat and the melody makes for a club-ready song that will get everyone moving. Let's click on cacophony and see what the error is. Word choice. Here in my grammar word choice, there's an error in word choice. Choose another word. So instead of cacophony, the teacher wants me to use something else. Maybe I will use the flow. And now I have the flow established by the interplay of the beat and the melody makes for a club-ready song that will get everyone moving. You'll notice that if I delete the word that comment was attached to, the WC is now gone. So the comment is gone, so just be careful. By such making a forceful beat, Kendrick successfully creates a simple rhythm that stays in his listeners' heads. Let's click on this phrase. It says WO. WO refers to word order, so my word order is wrong. I notice pretty quickly what I need to do. I have to move this such to after making a. So by making such a forceful beat instead of what I had before, and now I've corrected it. He blank really a good job with the beat, which was the backbone of any hit song. So there's two errors in this sentence. Let's look at the first one. This little caret, I'm going to have to highlight it. You'll see I just left a caret in the comment as well. That means you're missing a word. And clearly there's a word missing here. The verb is missing. So I'm going to go ahead and put in that verb. He did a really good job with the beat, which was the backbone of any hit song. What is the error on was? It says delete. Does that work? He did a really good job with the beat, which blank the backbone of any hit song. I think I need a word here, which is the backbone of any hit song. Let's move along. Here we have trans. Trans refers to transition. That actually comes down lower here. I went out of order just for this one. It says trans, usually a transition is needed. So here I go from this sentence and then I just jump into my next paragraph and I don't have a transition sentence. Since I was talking about the beat and how important that was and the flow, I might just need a concluding sentence here about rhythm. The beat and flow of the song provide a strong rhythm that helped catapult this song to hit status. Now I can move on since I've summed up my thoughts there with a good transition. Kendrick Lamar's song Humble is a masterpiece of radio-friendly yet intriguing composition. The lyrics refers to his status at the top of his rap game, makes significant money. Even just reading this out loud, which I highly recommend you do, read your writing out loud and you'll catch the simple mistakes. This first one doesn't sound right and this second one doesn't sound right. Let's click the first one. The lyrics refers to his status. It says subject verb. So my subject verb agreement here is off. I need to make sure my verb refers matches the subject lyrics. Since lyrics is plural, I need to drop this S and I'm good. The lyrics refer to his status at the top of his rap game. Makes significant money. Let's check out the error on makes. It's a verb error. There's just a straight up error with the verb. Here I can tell that doesn't flow. I need to change this to making. So the lyrics refer to his status at the top of his rap game, making significant money. It describes him at the top of his rap game. In the past, he comes from a different perspective as a younger rapper. Comes, I have TNS. TNS refers to verb tense. There's an error in the verb tense. So I need to think about the tense here. Since I'm referring to the past, oh, I see. I need to make comes, which is in the present, to came, which is the past tense. He came from a different perspective in the past as a younger rapper. Now we have our next error, which is a phrase. It says a good thing that he has evolved as it has given his newer music a maturity level absent in his previous work. Here it says sub. Sub stands for subject. There's an error with the subject. Here I straight up don't have one. I don't have anything that precedes a good thing. I don't even have a verb before that. So what I need to do is add a subject. It is. That kind of works as my subject. It is a good thing that he has evolved as it has given his newer music a maturity level absent in his previous work. In the second verse, he raps about the different experience as he moves on to the topics of realness and authenticity in the world. Experience, what's my error? Number. Whenever you see a number, it's a pluralism issue. You might have a plural where you don't need one. You might have a singular where you need one. In this case, I need to make experience plural, experiences. In the second verse, he raps about different experiences. Makes more sense. Kendrick Lamar's lyrics are quite vulgar at this point. Let's stop there. Kendrick Lamar's lyrics. Pause. Pause stands for possessive. There's a possessive error. So you need to show possession better here. I see my error pretty quickly. I need to add an apostrophe S. Kendrick Lamar's lyrics are quite vulgar. His vulgarity, however, seems appropriate as him raps about needing something natural. I think the error is obvious, but let's look at it. Pro. Pro stands for pronoun. There's an error with the pronoun. In this case, I have the wrong pronoun. Instead of as him raps, I want as he raps about something natural, because he's doing the rapping. Then we have these verse. The last verse really stands out as he calls out other rappers and human beings. These, I have REF. That's a referent error right here. And that means you're not using the referent correctly. In this case, these is a plural, but I only have a singular verse. So I need to make it this verse to refer to just this single verse. This verse, the last verse, really stands out as he calls other people out. He really brings a fire from his message, sit down, be humble, the chorus, by reminding people to stay authentic. What did I do here wrong with from? It says prep. Prep is preposition. There's an error with the preposition. In this case, I'm using the wrong preposition. I need to change from to he really brings a fire to his message. That makes a lot more sense than from his message. Let's look at the next error. Don't you think so too as you read through these pages? That doesn't fit. So what was the error? S, sentence. There's a problem with the sentence. So S, I'm usually going to give you specific feedback. In this case, I said sentence doesn't belong. So in this case, simply take it out or reword it if you still want to include something that was similar to what you were expressing. Let's keep going. He raps with flow, wrote with meaning, and spits lyrics with feeling. Here we have a equal sign. Equal sign refers to parallelism. So that refers to this kind of an error. I ate, drank, and read the paper. Here he raps with flow and he spits lyrics. I need to make sure that this verb wrote is actually writes so that it's parallel, so that it matches raps in the present tense and it matches spits in the present tense. So now I've got that good. It seems ironic that he tells his audience to be humble, but he brags. What is wrong with but? Conj. Conj refers to conjunction. There's an error with the conjunction. A lot of the times it's either you don't have the conjunction or you have the wrong conjunction. In this case, but doesn't make sense. It's the wrong conjunction. So I'm going to say it seems ironic that he tells his audience to be humble while he brags. That conjunction makes more sense. It's ironic that he's doing this while doing that. Because he knows where he is coming from. That's frag, which stands for fragment down here. It's an incomplete sentence. I have to do something to make it not incomplete. Not to make it not incomplete. So maybe I'll write, he can stay humble while bragging because he knows where he's coming from. He has that right. Now I've made this a complete sentence, a complete thought, not just this random because clause. He knows his roots. He knows the work he's put in. That's a run-on sentence. RO over here stands for run-on. That means you don't have punctuation where you need it. In this case, he knows his roots. I need to punctuate right here because then I start running on. I introduce a new idea. He knows the work he's put in. So I'm just going to punctuate. He knows his roots. He knows the work he's put in. Now I've got that error fixed. He can speak from a place of understanding. It's a lot of commas. They don't belong. The error here is punk, which is punctuation. So I'm just going to try to find my punctuation errors. He can speak from a place of understanding. Didn't need any of those. His understanding allows him to both brag and call for humility at the same time. That's a capitalization error. CAP stands for capitalization. So just make sure you're really good with this stuff. You should be on top of this by now. So it allows him to both brag and call for humility at the same time. Kendrick Lamar turns it up where others fail to mitigate it. Sometimes you'll just get a question mark from me. In this case, the question mark is, I don't know where the writer is coming from. Kendrick Lamar turns what up? What do you mean where others fail to mitigate? What did they fail to mitigate? So when you don't provide enough information, when you don't make your thoughts really clear, you're going to get one of these question marks.